So there's a new crypto on the block. It's called Bitcoin Platinum. And they're not just launching a token, they're promising a whole new financial ecosystem. But what's really going on behind the announcement? Let's dive in and break down what they're actually trying to build. Okay, so what is the big idea here? We got our hands on their official launch announcement, and we're going to walk through exactly what this project is, what they're promising for the future, and most importantly, why they think this one is different. All right, first things first, let's just get the basic facts on the table. What is this thing called? Who's making it? And when did it all go down? And here are the core details. The big day was January 30th, 2026. The token itself is called BPD, and it's coming from a company named Bitcoin Platinum, LLC. You know, that LLC part is kind of interesting. It suggests they're aiming for a more formal corporate structure in a space that, let's be honest, usually tries to avoid that.
Okay, so we know its name is BPD, but what is it really? Let's take a look at the numbers and the nitty-gritty details to see what makes this new token tick.
Well, the company is being very clear about this. They don't want you to think of BPD as just another coin to speculate on. They're calling it the foundational digital asset. And that phrase right there, future DeFi functionality, that's the big promise, isn't it? They're basically saying they plan to build tools for things like lending and trading, all without the need for traditional banks.
So this chart pretty much confirms what we just talked about. But check out that last line, availability. It says it's only on their official website. Now that's a really deliberate choice. Instead of just throwing it out onto the big public exchanges, they're controlling the initial release. It seems like they're trying to build a core community right from the very beginning.
And here is the magic number, 1 billion. That is the total final number of BPD tokens that will ever exist. It's kind of like Bitcoin's famous 21 million cap. By setting a fixed supply, they're creating digital scarcity. The logic is pretty simple. If their ecosystem takes off and more people want BPD, that fixed supply could, in theory, make each token more valuable over time. So we've got a token, and we know there's a limited supply. But you know, a token is pretty useless if it doesn't have a purpose. So what's the grand vision here? What is BPD actually supposed to do? This is where you really start to see the bigger picture. BPD isn't the end goal. They're saying it's just the starting point. They're calling it the core token for apps they haven't even built yet, all as part of an infrastructure-focused vision. The message they're sending is loud and clear. Hey, we're here to build things, not just create another token. Now, an ecosystem needs more than just a currency. It needs places where you can actually use it. And according to their roadmap, the very first major application on their list is something called a decentralized exchange, or DEX. So what in the world is a DEX? Wow, to put it simply, it's a crypto exchange where you, and only you, are in control of your funds. There's no central company holding onto your assets, no middleman taking a cut. It's just you trading directly with other people. That idea is really at the heart of what DeFi is all about. And it looks like the company is saying all the right things here. User-friendly, secure, built-in wallet tools. But that last point is the real kicker. It's all powered by their BPD token. This creates this really interesting loop, right? For the DEX to do well, people are going to need BPD. And for BPD to have any value, the DEX has to bring in users. The two are completely connected. We've talked about the tech, and we've seen the roadmap. But let's be real. A project is only as solid as the team that's building it. So who exactly is Bitcoin Platinum LLC? Now, this timeline is clearly designed to build a little trust. They're making a point to highlight that the company was founded way back in 2020, a full 6 years before the token launch. The message they're trying to send is, hey, this wasn't some rushed overnight idea. This is the result of a long-term plan. This is actually a pretty smart move. It seems that beyond just the tech, they also run an educational platform they call Bitcoin Platinum University. By putting out beginner-friendly courses, they're not just building software, they're trying to build a community. It seems like their strategy is that if they can educate a user, that person is much more likely to stick around. So after all of that, the token, the roadmap, the company background, what's the bottom line? What's the one thing they really want you to take away from this whole launch? And this is it. This is their core message. They're saying the BBT token isn't the house, it's just the very first brick. They're basically inviting people to get in on the ground floor of this massive ecosystem that they're just now starting to build.
So there you have it. That's the blueprint for Bitcoin Platinum. They've definitely laid out a very ambitious vision,
taking it from a single token all the way to a full-blown financial platform. The plan is there on paper, but as we all know, the crypto space is filled with ambitious plans. The real question is, can they actually pull it off? Can they build it? And will the community come?